Okay. Well, this is very exciting. I guess there's a lot of people who think that their cable bill is really high and want to save some money. I'm so thankful for Joanne Barrett, who connected us to Sarah Canning. She saw this presentation down at the Falmouth Senior Center and said, you've got to have this woman here. So we did, and we're so happy to have Sarah Canning from Gadgets Made EaZy, who's going to talk about cutting the cord and saving us some money. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, everybody. So is my voice carrying? Okay, great. So these are passing around. What this is a channel lineup, okay? This is a list of absolutely every channel that exists, okay? And then at the top of the paper is all the major streaming services that we're going to cover today. I've been doing this for 5 years. I know the ones that work. So if you're like, oh, well, my friend's cousin's brother uses this, that's great, okay? But I know the ones that work for my clients, okay? And those are the ones at the top. If you put your name and email address legibly on that sheet that's passing around, I will send you this. I will send you this. And I will send you a list of the products to buy should you decide to do this. Okay, so if you don't see the clipboard at the end, you can always fill it out. It's not a big deal. Don't make, but I just want you to know what this is that's handing around. Please do not take this home with you. These are mine. I will give you yours. The goal is that you're going to put this next to, you're going to print it. Please don't print it in color or you will go through all of your ink. You are going to put this next to the television. And you're going to start circling the channels that you must have, right? So you get to the channels that you must have. And what you'll do is just like a map, right? You'll go across and you'll see the service that fits your needs. You'll say, oh, yep, this service has this channel, this service has this channel, and you'll find the service that works best for you. You're not going to go home today and cut the cord. This is something, I mean, you've been paying Comcast for however many years, right? So let's do it right. And the proper way to do it is to start by figuring out what streaming service is going to work for you. All right, and this here is going to be your tool. The reason I handed some of them out is just to give you an idea of what I'm sending you so that you know what to do when you get it in your email, okay? So does anybody want to look at this? Okay. Beautiful. And you can pass them around, but you still want to listen to me. So if you can't multitask, pass it on. So my name is Sarah. I'm from Gadgets Made EaZy. I'm a computer tutoring company, technology tutoring company located in Falmouth. If you want to ask me if we will come to Walpole, yes. There will be a fee for travel, but we will come to Walpole. We have over 5,000 clients, and we focus on bridging the gap between you, your generation, and technology, okay? Everyone's like, oh, that's a big gap. Yeah, we figured it out. So we will come to your house. We can come remotely into your computers, your iPads, your iPhones, and we can help you understand how to use your devices. Maybe you have a problem with it. Maybe your email's not working, your battery's not holding a charge, you need to get a new computer, you don't know what to get. We can help you with all of that. If there's a gadget in your house, we got you, okay? And so personally, I cut the cord back in 2020, okay? My cable bill was $330 a month. And I said to my other half, honey, this is ridiculous. And he goes, Sarah, do not touch my cable. And I was like, it's ridiculous. I'm not paying it. And he's like, well, then I will. And I'm like, it's not that. I'm like, it's principle. $330 is just ridiculous. And he says, Sarah, do not touch my cable. I like the way it works, and I'm not changing. So every year in March, him and his buddies go down sport fishing to the Keys. I was like, right? I ripped out all the cable boxes. I found the streaming service that worked for me. I got my own modem so I didn't pay the rental charges. And I figured it all out. And then he came home, and it was COVID, so I sprayed him down with Lysol. And then and I handed him the new remote control. And he was like, you didn't. I was like, But wait, honey, you don't understand. Pardon me. We're paying half, less than half than what we were before. It's going to pay for your trip next year. Right? Us women, we always get what we want, but we have to act like they wanted it, right? And so he's like, okay, I'll take a look at it. Now he loves it because with streaming comes freedom. You can take it with you, right? So if he wants to watch the football game when we're at one of my daughter's events, pulls out his cell phone, watches his football game, right? If he goes away down to the Keys, he can take the TV service with him. Can you do that with a cable box? Are you going to lug it, bring it with you down to the Keys, right? No, you can't. There's so much more freedom. On top of that, there's so much more content. You get so much more content with streaming than you do with Comcast. I know that for a long time it was like once a year, you put it in the calendar, you're like, day to combat Comcast, right? And you're like, I'm going to spend the whole day on the phone with Comcast and get my bill down. You don't have to do that with streaming because it just stays the same, all right? You don't have to dedicate a whole day to negotiating your overly priced Comcast bill. So I'm going to go over today a lot of the different services that are out there. In the 5 years that I've been doing this, I've mastered what works and what doesn't, okay? Like I said before, you're going to say, oh, well, I've seen this and that and that and this. That's great, okay? Try it. I just know with my clients, we average 10 cut the cords a week in my company, meaning that we go into Cape Cod or a little bit off Cape Cod homes and we take them from Comcast into a streaming service. We set it up. We negotiate Comcast for them. We come up with different internet services for them. And so if I'm doing 10 a week, there's 52 weeks in a year. You can calculate, right? That's how many we're changing from Comcast to streaming every month. It's possible. The average age of somebody on Cape Cod is definitely over 50. So, right? And they're doing it. So can you. All right? It's scary. Just like I always use the analogy, you get a new car, right? And all the buttons are in different places, right? The mirrors, the backup camera works differently. The radio works differently. But you figured it out, didn't you? Okay? You'll figure this out. The human brain will figure it out. And then you're going to figure out how much more you're getting for how much less money you're spending. And that's the benefit of streaming. Okay? So if you have questions during this time, you feel free to raise your hand. I'll repeat your question and then I answer the question so everybody can hear it. Please silence your phones. Don't be that person everybody's going to stare at. All right? And we will start this presentation. All right. So Boston 25 News reached out to me a couple years ago. Apparently February 17th is National Cut the Cord Day. I mean, there's a donut day, right? And so he said to me, he said, Sarah, for the show, can you just tell me the top 5 reasons that people cut the cord? Absolutely. What's number 1? Money, right? Right? It's not that... I mean, you'd spend $300 at a restaurant, right? Because it's worth it, right? I know so many people that are like, I could pay the Comcast bill, but I wait to the last second because I don't want to pay them, right? So it's yeah, thank you, my dear. So it's the money, right? You don't want to pay for that service because you don't find the value in it, right? Customizing options. Right? So you've always wanted to cookie cut. You've always wanted to say, listen, I want this channel, this channel, this channel, this group of channels. And with Comcast, they go, oh, you want that channel? You got to have this bundle. You got to have this channel set up, right? With streaming, you can kind of customize what you want and get what you want without getting the stuff you don't want. Bundling, right? You call Comcast and you say, I don't need the landline anymore. I use my cell phone. And they go, oh, wow, you want to get rid of the landline? That's going to cost you because you're not bundling anymore, right? That doesn't exist with streaming. You can have the landline or not have the landline. And it's very affordable to have the landline should you want to keep your relationship with your telemarketers. All right? Internet providers, right? You're not stuck with Comcast for an internet provider. I did some research for Walpole. You guys have tons of options for internet providers. And we're going to go over those internet providers, all right? So you're not stuck with internet. You're not stuck with bundling. You're not stuck with all the channels that you have to get Nessun or Turner Classic Movies, right? Cable boxes. If you look at your cable bill and you go to the equipment part of your cable bill, it's expensive, right? You have the cable box in the living room, the cable box in the kitchen, the cable box in the den, the cable box in the bedroom, and then who has cable boxes in spare bedrooms? Yeah. What's the leading cause of people staying longer? Put a cable box in their bedroom. All right? Guys, take those boxes out of there. They drink your wine. They eat your food. They stay longer. They cost you money. You got to take them out to dinner, right? So you don't need to rent cable boxes anymore. You don't need to rent modems anymore. You can purchase your own. And depending on what internet provider you go with, sometimes they give you a modem, okay? So those are the top 5 reasons that I find people want to get rid of Comcast. So the advantages of streaming is cost savings, personalization. So you can say to me, Sarah, I watch these top 10 channels. I can take those top 10 channels and I can put them at the top of your guide. So you don't have to go through 50 channels to get to the channels that you want. You say the local broadcast, HGTV, national sports channels, national news channels. I can just put them at the top of the guide and then put the rest of the stuff after that. You can say, Sarah, I do not want QVC in my guide because my wife wakes up at midnight and orders everything. I can take QVC right out of the guide. Right? So there's a lot of advantages to streaming with personalization. And then the convenience. Like I told you before, you can take it with you. I can get on my laptop right now and I can get into my TV. I can go onto the Roku that I have here and I can access my TV. And I'm not at home. I was able to watch the football game on the plane the other day. So I connected to the Wi-Fi in the plane, got on my phone, went to my YouTube TV app, and watched the football game. You can't do that with Comcast. What, are you going to lug that Comcast box onto the plane? Right? So what do you need to stream? This is the most important part. Well, I mean, everything's important. But what I need you to understand is you need all 3 of these items to stream. Okay? You can't have 2 of these items in stream. You can't have 1 of these items in stream. So it's very important that you understand that you need all 3 of these items to stream. And we're going to go through all 3 of these items in the next 2 hours. I have you for 2 hours. I hope you had the coffee. So number 1 is high-speed internet. Okay? You don't need any more than 100 megabits per second. Misconception with internet. You call Comcast and you say, my internet's not working well, right? And they go, oh, okay, well, how many devices do you have in your house? My response to that, well, how many devices do you have in your house? That's kind of a personal question, right? But that doesn't matter. And then they go, well, you need to be in the gigabit speed, all right? No, you don't. Perspectively, in my house, I have a laptop, a desktop, an iPad, my phone, we have Amazon Alexas in every room. You want to know why? Because I had this ingenious idea that I wouldn't have to yell in my house. I would just say, Alexa, announce everywhere, dinner's ready. My daughter silences them all. I go on silence, then they're silenced. I go on silence, and they're silenced. But that idea, put an Alexa in every room. Each one of these devices is connected to the internet, right? I have Ring cameras everywhere. You want to know why? I have a 17-year-old daughter. I have spotlight cameras. I have Ring doorbells. I have internal cameras because 17-year-old daughters are awful, okay? My daughter has a laptop. My daughter has an iPhone. There's so many devices in my house, and I'm at 150 megabits per second. And I stream. I have 3 TVs in my house that stream. So it's just a scheme for them to get more money out of you, okay? You don't need more than 100. So you have internet options with Verizon Fios, Comcast, T-Mobile Home Internet. T-Mobile Home Internet is what we're using right here. This is what I'm using right now to connect to the internet. You have AT&T Home Internet, Verizon Home Internet, and then for those of you who don't have access to those, there's HughesNet and Starlink, and those are satellite internet, okay? You need a streaming device. So you need internet and you need a streaming device. A streaming device could be as simple as an iPhone, an Android phone, a laptop, a smart TV, okay? A Roku box, an Amazon Fire Stick. Any of those devices are considered streaming devices. You need a device to view this TV on, right? Without that, you can't see it. And then you need a subscription to a streaming service. Not all streaming services cost money. There's plenty of free stuff out there, okay? And we'll go over some of the free stuff. So you need a subscription, whether it's a cost subscription or a free subscription. You need internet, no more really than 100 megabits per second, and you need a device to view it on. You can't have streaming without those 3 items, okay? So we're going to go over the 3 items. So some clients tell me, Sarah, I love your presentation, but I want to stay with Comcast. Can I still save money? Absolutely, okay? First step is lower your internet speed, because they've got you on a very high internet speed because they told you that's what you needed. So the first thing you do is you call Comcast and you say, put me on 300 megabits per second. That's the lowest internet speed that they have. The next thing is you have all these cable boxes in the house. Remember we talked about that in the equipment part of your bill? So you have the cable box in the spare bedroom. You have the cable box in the living room, so on and so forth, and you have the modem. You can use Roku devices and stream Comcast. It's called Xfinity Stream. All right, it's an app that you can use on a streaming device, and you can eliminate the equipment part of the rental. You can also purchase your own modem, which is a much better modem than what Comcast provides you with. So back in the day, Comcast used to be located right next to me in my office. And so we were buddies until I started cutting the cord. And then it was on my sign, and then they didn't talk to me anymore. But before that, when we were friends, I would have clients that had problems with their Comcast modems. And I went in there one day and I said, listen, Linda, if I have a customer customers who are constantly having problems with these modems, if a customer comes in with a modem that's not working, what do you do with it? And she's like, well, we reset it, we clean it up, and we give it to the next person. I was like, well, that makes sense. So you might say, oh, I got a new modem. Let me be honest with you. You didn't get a new modem, okay? You got Bob's modem that wasn't working, that they reset, wiped down, shrink wrapped, and gave to you. So just remember that modems themselves are very delicate pieces of technology, okay? If they get hit with like a brownout or a power surge, when you lose power, right, the power goes out. And when it comes back on, it comes on like this. It's much higher than your 110, and then it equals out. When that happens, if your modem's just plugged into the wall and not into a surge protector, it damages it, okay? And the modems aren't like skin. They don't heal themselves, right? They don't regenerate. They just get worse and worse and worse. So you get somebody else's modem. You don't know if that modem was plugged into a surge protector, right? You just know it looks pretty and it's new to you, right? With streaming, internet speed is not important. What's very important is reliability. okay? You need reliable internet. And getting a crappy modem from Comcast is not guaranteeing reliable internet. And if you don't have reliable internet, has anybody ever seen the circle of death? Yeah, buffering, right? If you don't have reliable internet, you'll get that buffering. And that'll be your number one step to calling Comcast and going back to cable TV. Okay? Because you're going to be like, forget this. I'm not doing this. I can't do the buffering. So if you get your own modem, you're getting a really nice modem. If you get the one that I put in the email, does anybody here not use Amazon? That's what I thought. So the links are to Amazon. Okay, they're to Amazon. You click on the link, and it brings you to the devices to get. The modem that I recommend to you is a fantastic modem, far exceeds Comcast capability. All right, so you get your own modem, you get your own cable box, Roku boxes, and now if you look at that equipment part of your cable bill, maybe it's $60, $70, right? If you eliminate that and you go, you know what? I'll take my cable bill. I'm okay with the price of the cable bill without that, then do it. If that makes you happy and you want to stick with Comcast, I just want you to know that there are options for saving money with Comcast without changing and streaming, okay? All right. If they tell you you need to keep one cable box, say, oh, no, I don't. That's their little scheme. They'll say, oh, well, you got to keep one. Just say, no, I don't. Here are your cable boxes. Thank you very much. And you do not need to return them to Comcast. So you don't have to do the walk of shame. You can just go to UPS and drop them off, and they'll take them. Okay? And they'd be happy to take them because they make money on Comcast. So let me explain to you how streaming works so that you are educated. Not used to holding a microphone, I got to be honest. But so what streaming refers to is any media content, podcasts, music, movies, TV shows, anything like that, sent to your streaming device using the internet, okay? So you want to get to the Cape from here. You take 95, right? That's your highway. Think of the internet as your highway, all right? Then you have the content that's on the highway, and that's the car. At the end of your destination, that's your house. At the beginning of the destination are what are called servers. Has anybody ever heard that word? Yeah. Servers are huge buildings that hosts these huge, very, very, very strong computers that host all of that stuff. They host your podcasts. They host your shows. They host the movies, right? That's what servers do. They hold all that information. So you're at your house. You sit back in your recliner, right? You go to Netflix, right? And you say, I want to watch Jaws. Netflix uses the internet, gets over to the server and says, Sarah wants to watch Jaws. And it goes, okay. The server says, let me see her credentials. Yep, Sarah has a subscription to Netflix. She can watch Jaws. Sends Jaws to my TV in milliseconds. All of that happens in milliseconds using the internet, right? So without reliable internet, I don't have the highway. I don't have a way to get the information that's located in the servers. That's what streaming is. It's using, the device is using the internet to access the server, and then the server uses the internet to give it to me. So your cell phones are connected to the internet all the time using the cell phone towers, right? So that's how your cell phones connect to the internet, so that you can browse the internet, so that you can watch the YouTube videos, so you can go on Facebook and get stuck in this stupid reels, right? That's streaming. So I just want you to understand that you do not need fast internet, but you need Route 95 to be pothole free. All right? You need no accidents. You need no road work. You want a nice, clean highway. Comcast modems do not provide a clean highway. So you have your modem router. It sends out Wi-Fi to all the devices, giving them access to the servers. All right? So you have to have internet. Yes, ma'am. Does everything I'm saying that about Comcast apply to Verizon? Yes, it applies to your internet provider. Verizon Fios does not charge you for a modem. Verizon Fios cable boxes you have to use, but they don't charge you for them, I don't think. They are charging you for them, but you have to use Verizon Fios' boxes. They're all proprietary. But their modems they don't charge you for, right? No, I didn't think so. Okay. So the first step is internet. And I'm going to go over a ton of internet options. So the first one is Comcast. Not because I like them, okay? So there's for those of you who are on SSDI or the SNAP program, you qualify for what's called Connect Essentials through Comcast Xfinity. Okay, that is a program that is supported by the government and subsidized by the government. Okay, the Connect Essentials plan is $14.95 a month, and that includes their modem. They will give you the modem at no additional cost, except for the tax, which is 94 cents. Connect Essentials Plus is $30, twice the amount, and it gives you 100 megabits per second. I have many clients that are on the 75 megabits per second that qualify for this program, and they're streaming with it, and they're doing just fine. Okay? Then, for those that don't qualify for that program, we have the 300 megabits per second plan. It's $80 a month. If you do auto pay and paperless billing, you get a $10 through your checking account, you get a $10 credit. So that makes it $70 a month. So that means, and if you're using your own modem, there's no additional fees. So that means that you would be paying $70 for internet. So if you decide that Comcast is going to be your internet provider, you got your little notebook there, start out your streaming service, you've got to start out by paying $70. Okay? And then we're going to add the streaming services on top of that. So you can see how much you're saving. Xfinity also has these programs called Xfinity Now plans, which they call prepaid, which is kind of weird because you're prepaying for your plan. Like when you pay Comcast, you're paying for the next month ahead as it is anyway. So I don't know why they call it prepaid. But this has to be billed to your checking account. They give you the modem. That modem is at no cost. You have to use that particular modem. And for $30 a month, you get 100 megabits per second. And for $45 a month, you get 200 megabits per second. I have clients using this. It's working fine, okay? How it happens is you have to completely cancel your existing account with Comcast, all aspects, landline, cable TV, and internet, and then sign up for the prepaid. You cannot have both running in your home. Okay. Verizon LTE, T-Mobile LTE, and AT&T LTE. That are these modems. Okay. These modems are provided to you by your cell phone carrier. You do not have to have your cell phone service with the cell phone carrier to get the home internet through these carriers. So I personally have Xfinity mobile cellular phones. I pay $50 a month, and I have my internet, okay? And my internet, as you can see, comes with me, okay? So not necessarily do you qualify for this. You would have to go on to AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile's home website and type in, do I qualify? And you put your address in, and it will tell you if your area qualifies for the home internet through that carrier, okay? Verizon Home Internet is $35 a month, and they have a maximum of 50 megabits per second. Really teeters on not fast enough, okay? They give you a 3-year price lock. T-Mobile is $50 a month, and it says up to 400 megabits per second. I get about 800. It's insane. Okay, this is my business travel internet right here. It's insane. Wherever I go, the internet speed's ridiculous. And so that's $50 a month. The benefit to these LTE internet providers is they provide you with the modem. You do not have to buy a modem. It comes with the service. And then you have AT&T Internet Air, and that's $60 a month, and that gives you 300 megabits per second. If you have cell phone plan with these carriers and you get the home internet, you get it at a much more discounted plan fee. Okay? So like if you have, for instance, AT&T, and you get the AT&T home internet, it's not $60 a month. I think it's like $45. If you have T-Mobile for your cell phone provider and you get T-Mobile home internet, I think it's $35 a month for home internet. So if you have the cell phone service with the carrier already, you do get significant discounts with this. Okay? The next one is Verizon Fios. Yeah. That's okay. It's all right. Interrupt me when you figure it out. Write it down. Yes, ma'am. So the question is that she has a cellular service with her cellular phone provider that does not have unlimited data. When you get one of these modems, it's its own plan, and that plan comes with unlimited. It's separate from your cellular phones. It still comes on the same bill, but it's a separate entity. Okay? So Verizon Fios has 300 megabits per second for $50 a month and 500 megabits per second for $75 a month. Again, thank you for coming. You do not need more than this, okay? Absolutely do not. And this is a 3-year price lock guarantee. It comes with the modem at no additional cost. And I think it's a $100 activation setup where they come in and they wire your house properly for it and they install the modem for you. And they set up the modem for you. Yes, ma'am? Yeah. Oh, I think you can do it on their website. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, who wants to call? Oh, she asked, how do I change the plan? You can do it on, if for Verizon Fios, you can go on their website or you can call. But just to, plan on a long conversation if you call. Yes, ma'am. This is internet. Internet does not provide you with football games. Internet provides you with, remember, internet's the highway, right? So she said her son got Verizon Internet and doesn't get football games. Verizon Internet does not provide you with TV shows. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Yep, because this is a completely different type of modem. This is an LTE modem, but it's free. It's free. Yeah, but the LTE modems are included in the purchase. Yes. You did? That doesn't happen all the time. If you're a good negotiator and you call Verizon Fios to set up, you can always see if they will waive it. I would play the over 65 card. I would be like, I'm over 65. What can you do for me? I mean, why not? Right? And then there's Starlink. Yes. Yay. So you can go to the social. Yeah, I'm getting there. The question is how do you find out if you qualify for the internet? For home, the LTE home internet. To find out if you qualify, you go to the website, AT&T home internet. You can Google Verizon home internet, T-Mobile home internet, and then say check availability. Or you can simply go into the AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile store, and you can speak with one of the representatives, and you can say, do I qualify? Because it's not based on you as a person. They don't know if you're nice, you're not nice. You don't care. They don't know if you're going to pay your bills or not pay your bills. They base it on your home's location because it's using the cell phone towers, okay? How it works, everyone's seen a cell phone tower before, right? Okay. So the tippity top of a cell phone tower is for, we'll use T-Mobile for instance, is for T-Mobile Business. If you're at the tippity top of a tower, you cover more ground, right? Because you have a larger circumference. You're above everything. The next tier down of a cell phone tower is your contract customers, the customers that are paying more, right? The customers that are getting free phones, right? Then the next tier down of a cell phone tower is the prepaid. So if you have like a prepaid service, if it's T-Mobile prepaid or Walmart mobile or Consumer Cellular or Xfinity mobile, those are prepaid, right? So that's the tier down from that. The tier down from that on the cell phone tower, which would be the bottom, which does not cover as much ground, right? Because there's more things to get in the way, is your LTE home internet. Okay, so my customers will say, well, T-Mobile works great in my house. How come I can't get home internet? Because it's not going to supply you. It's not going to reach to you. Your cell phone service is using this part of the antenna. The LTE is down here, and your house doesn't qualify. Does that make sense? Sweet. All right. Yes, ma'am. Am I differentiating between the modem and the router? No. The modem and the router is a combination. Yep. If you have a home that's over 2,000 square feet and you have TVs throughout the home, you would need what's called a mesh network that you can connect to these modem routers, and it creates an internet throughout your home. That the link to buy of what to buy is in the email that you will receive. Okay, mesh networks. If you look up in some of the areas, but this one has one right here. They're just pods that go throughout the house, and they create like a spider web of internet throughout your home. If you're under 2,000 square feet, these modems, Comcast modems, Verizon Fios modem router combinations, all of them are modem router combinations. They will work. A modem generates internet. A router duplicates it. Okay? It duplicates it. It duplicates it wired, and it duplicates it wireless. Okay? So you can wirelessly connect to your router, which is inside of your modem, and you can wire into your router modem. Okay? Because a modem is just one output. A modem router has multiples. All right? Good? Okay. So Starlink, in my house, my other half does marine electronics. I do in-home electronics. Very boring dates. Okay? So our last date, we decided that even though we have T-Mobile and we have Comcast, we should have Starlink because we need to play with it. So Starlink is satellite. Okay? It uses satellites. So if you're in a place that has a lot of trees, please do not consider this because it needs to reach the satellites. This goes outside. The satellite dish goes outside. It's about that big, okay? And you buy the mount and you own it. You don't rent it. It goes on to the house. It feeds down through the same hole that your Comcast wire goes into your house. And they provide you with your own modem router with part of the purchase price. It's pretty cool. And so the 100 megabits per second with Starlink is $50 a month. All right. If you have a handy partner, it's probably a 2-hour job to install. If not, you can hire someone to install it for you. All right. And we could do that if you needed it. But they provide you with 100 megabits per second for $50. We use it. We love it. In my house, it's like, so when we just had that storm, right, we have a generator. So, but anytime you lose internet, and lose power in Falmouth, you lose Comcast cable. It's one and the same, even if you have a generator. But with Starlink, they don't care. So as long as you have power, which we have from the generator, we have internet. And same with T-Mobile. As long as you have power, you have internet. Same with any of the LTE companies, AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile. As long as you have power, you have internet. So that's another benefit to them. Okay? So we talked about internet. That was the number one. Remember, we need three things: internet, services, and a device. So these are some of the streaming services you've probably heard of, right? YouTube TV, Prime Video, Disney, Showtime, Paramount Plus, Hulu. You know, you go to book club and everyone goes, oh, did you see this? Did you see this on this streaming service? Did you see this on this streaming service? These are some of the streaming services that all those shows are on, okay? Max, PBS, and DirecTV Stream. Now, I hate to say this, but you need to pay attention. I know you're paying attention, but I just have to say it. So there's three columns here, okay? There's live TV and scheduled programming. When I refer to live TV and scheduled programming, that's ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, HGTV, MSNBC, Fox Business, all the scheduled programming. You know, like if you were to go to Comcast right now and you were to put on HGTV, whatever would be on Comcast, I'm referring to this first column here. Okay, they match what's going on. It's what's being broadcast on that channel. The one in the middle, these are all free. Okay, free TV, free. Free's good. And these are on demand. I like to refer to on demand like a 17-year-old daughter. Right? She wants it, and she wants it now. She wanted it yesterday. Yes. Right? Because I didn't hear her yesterday, right? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, no, Sam, you didn't say that. Oh, yeah, I did. Do I have to record everything, Mom? Yeah. So on demand means I want Jaws. I want it now. Right? That's what on demand is. Netflix is an example of on demand. You want to watch a movie, you sit down, you want to watch it now. Where live streaming is whatever's streaming right now, whatever's on the TV right now. So the first one we'll go over is Fubo TV. Fubo TV is a major streaming network. The next four streaming services I'm going to refer to are going to have NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox. Okay? Except for Fubo. It doesn't have NBC anymore because they didn't negotiate. But what I want you to understand is if you don't need ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox for anything else other than the news and the weather, I can get you that for free. Free. But if you want ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox for Jeopardy, your nightly news, your soap operas, your Drew Barrymore show, all of the things that live broadcast throughout the day, you're going to pay big bucks for that. If you, nothing compared to Comcast, but you're going to pay for that. If you just want the news, find out if the world's coming to an end, right? If there's weather, if there's a storm, if there's traffic, all of that is free. All right? So you have to consider yourself like you got to be the advocate for the pocket, right? And you have to say, what do I really watch on those channels? When I watch ABC, what am I watching? Just the morning news and that's it? Or am I watching David Muir, right? He's still go. Yeah, okay, thank you. I know they're like falling fast. So you have to consider to yourself what you're watching and how you're watching it, okay? So Fubo TV is about $80 a month and includes Nessun. Where are my Nessun people? Okay. So Nessun, for those of you who don't know what that is New England Sports Network. And New England Sports Network is what gives you the Red Sox and the Bruins, okay? You can get Nessun by itself. So do not make a decision on a streaming service based on whether or not it has Nessun, because Nessun is its own thing. It's a la carte, okay? Just like you always wanted, everything the way you want it. You can get Nessun all by itself. So Fubo TV, if you look at your streaming comparison right here, Fubo TV is the third one over in pink, and that will give you an example of the channels that are provided on Fubo, okay? Fubo lost its relationship with NBC. So if anything you watch is on NBC, NBC Sports, NBC Golf, NBC, CNBC, MS Now, any of that stuff, lost it all. E! Entertainment, Bravo, all of that stuff is gone. DirecTV Stream. I like to compare DirecTV Stream to this car that I saw at the pizza place. So I'm a car girl, okay? And I parked next to this Mercedes, and it was pretty, okay? It was like the extended long sedan. And as I'm getting out, the gentleman and his wife are going to the car, and I can see him like, oh. Right? And he's like, do you want to see inside? I was like, yeah. And so he's like, do you want to sit in? I'm like, yeah. So I'm in there. There's a TV and for the passenger. There's lights everywhere, like LED lights. It like breathes. It's like, and then the display for the driver has like all these things you can see every part of the car. The back seats recline and move in so they can almost lay down, right? All the door jambs all light up. I mean, it drives itself. The whole top of the thing was like a sunroof. It was gorgeous. So DirecTV Stream is like that Mercedes, okay? It has everything. It has channel numbers, for those of you who love your channel numbers, all right? It has C-SPAN, should you want to watch the government do nothing. It has everything you would want if you were a person who wants everything, okay? It's $145 a month. Like that Mercedes, I can't imagine what the price tag on that car was, right? So you can look at the DirecTV Stream. That is the green column going down, and you can see what is included on DirecTV Stream. We have clients that are paying for $450 a month for Comcast because they want everything. DirecTV Stream kind of fills that void. So if you want a DirecTV Stream, it's $145 a month. Then you add your internet, right? So your internet, depending on what you go with, $50 to $70 a month. You're $200 to $220 a month. Maybe you're paying $370 a month right now. That's $150 savings, right? It's not terrible. But maybe you're not somebody who needs everything, right? Maybe TV's not that important, which is why you're here, because you're like, why am I paying for things that I don't even want, right? DirecTV Stream is not for you. Now, YouTube TV, has anyone heard of that? Okay. Probably the most popular streaming service that the majority of our clients go with, okay? YouTube TV is owned by Google, okay? Google owns YouTube. Very big company. Okay, they have money coming in from a lot of different venues, whether it's YouTube Music, YouTube Premium. So they have a lot of other income coming in. So YouTube TV is not that expensive, and it has a lot. YouTube TV is $83 a month. Okay, so if you were getting your internet for $50 and you have YouTube TV for $83, we can all calculate that's $153 a month. Who's paying $153 a month for Comcast? Nobody. You are. Most people aren't, which is why you're here. If you're paying $150 a month for a Comcast, you're probably in a package that's going to expire soon, right? Or you're getting absolutely nothing. YouTube TV gives you so much. You have tens of thousands of movies on demand. If you want to watch House Hunters Hawaii, and it's not on right now, you can go in and you can find every episode of House Hunters Hawaii and you can watch it on demand. if you want to share your membership, so let's say you have a subscription to YouTube TV, your daughter lives a couple towns over, you can invite your family, you can invite your friends, you can invite up to 5 households. So I do not pay for YouTube TV. I convinced my aunt to get YouTube TV. And then I said, I'm inviting myself to your YouTube TV. And she's like, how does that work? I'm like, don't worry about it. I got this. So the wonderful thing that you can share YouTube TV. So you have YouTube TV is the first column. It's the orange column at the top. All right. You have all your local broadcasts, your ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, all your national networks. The 2 channels that you don't get that for some reason are popular sometimes is A&E, which is like, yeah, but what's on it is like the cops with their cameras and towing disasters and Walking Dead, I think, right? And then the History Channel. But who here can tell me the last thing they watched on the History Channel that was history related? What? Oh, that was on history? I'm sure it was on something else too. But usually it's Ice Road Truckers, right? It's Ancient Aliens. Yeah. Yes, sir. I'll get you there. I got you for 2 hours. He asked, am I going to give you the information for Nesson? I will give you everything. Yes, ma'am. I'll get there. That's right here. I'll get there. PBS. The PBS app is free. And you get Create, Innovation, and all that stuff. Yep. No, that's on PBS app. Yeah. BritBox is just a streaming service. There's 1,000 streaming services out there. I can't go over them all. But she asked about PBS. PBS is its own entity. It is on some of the streaming services, but you're just getting GBH and whatever the Rhode Island one is. But if you want Ovation and all that stuff, you go to the PBS app, and the PBS app is free. Okay? If you want, like, All Creatures Great and Small and stuff like that, you need to donate to public broadcasting to get Passport. And we were on our way there, but I'll go here. And so that's a minimum of $60 a year. And you get a cute little catalog magazine every month to put in the bathroom. Right? That's where you guys, I don't know why my grandmother puts all her magazines in the bathroom. Year, $5 a month. Yep. So it's a donation, so you can write off $60 on your taxes. Yep. So YouTube TV also gives you the ability to customize your guide. So you can say, Sarah, remove QVC from my guide. Sarah, I want all these, I only watch these 10 channels. We can put the 10 channels at the top of the guide. You can share it. When you share your subscription, they don't see your DVR. They don't see your recordings. They don't see your channel lineup. They see their own, okay? You have unlimited DVR with YouTube TV, okay? You also have, does everybody remember picture-in-picture? Yeah. You've got multi-view. See, only women can handle this because we can multitask, right? So you can have up to 4 channels on the screen at the same time. So in the morning, I've got ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox, and in between commercials, I just toggle between them, right? If there's a football game on and then another football game on, I can have both of them at the same time, all right? I have to condense. I don't have enough time, so I got to have it all at once. So those are the benefits of YouTube TV. Yes, ma'am. Nope. Regional. So when you're sharing the membership with YouTube TV, they have to be in the same region. So this would be the Boston region. Not Worcester, not New Hampshire. Okay? So you're like, I don't know towns, but as long as it's in the Boston area, all right? So the next one is Hulu Live. Hulu Live is $90 a month, so it's $7 a month more than YouTube TV. Hulu Live is going to come with Hulu. Hulu is a streaming service, right? It's like a Netflix. It's going to come with Disney Plus. I'm sure you guys watch Bambi all the time, right? And it's going to come with ESPN Unlimited for those sports fanatics out there. So you do get a lot of bang for the buck, okay? And you're going to get your ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox, and you're going to get all. Hulu Live is the green one, the green column. But to get to live TV on Hulu is 6 steps, okay? Some customers tell me, Sarah, why do you make such a big deal about that? I don't know, because I don't like steps. Like, I don't have time for 6 steps, right? YouTube TV is 1 step to get to your live guide. Hulu, you come into Hulu, which is an on-demand streaming service. So then you got to go to the left. Then you got to click on, then you got to go down to live. Then you got to click on live. And then it brings you to the most recent channel that you watched. So to get to your guide, you have to hit the down arrow. That brings you to the most recent channels that you watched. You have to go down to live guide. Then you have to find what you're looking for. So there's a lot of steps to get to your live TV. Maybe you're like, Sarah, I'm retired. I don't care. I have time. Fine, because you are getting a lot of bang for your buck, right? You're getting Disney, you're getting Hulu, you're getting ESPN Unlimited, and you're getting live TV. You cannot share it. You cannot have it in multiple homes. With YouTube TV, if you're what do they call them? When you second home, you birds, some snowbirds. If you have YouTube TV, you can go home to home to home. Not with Hulu. Okay? You can only change your location 3 times a year. So if you're here, then you go to Florida, then you come back. That's it. If you're going to go back again, SOL. Okay? Hulu is made for 1 location. That's why I cannot show you how to use Hulu, even though we have a membership, because it only works at my office. I'm going to show you what YouTube TV looks like today, but I can't show you Hulu because you can't move it. The next one is Philo. So remember, the first 4, Hulu, YouTube TV, DirecTV, and Fubo, are the only 4 that are going to give you the ABC, CBS, and Fox. And then the last 3 are going to give you NBC. Philo, which is in black, is going to give you all the feel-good stuff. So it's going to give you about 75 channels, but it does not give you your local broadcast. Okay? But it's $25 a month. So it's going to give you your history for Hitler. It's going to give you all the stuff that you want. The MeTV, the Hallmark for Christmas, Lifetime. I always say, like, Lifetime is when the wife wants to kill the husband, and then Hallmark's where the wife actually wants to get married, right? And so you get all of that, right? You get 75 great channels. So if you're somebody who said to me, Sarah, I just need the, like, ABC, CBS, and Fox for the news in the morning to make sure that we're going to live another day. And I want to see the traffic, even though I don't drive anymore because I'm retired. And I just want to see the weather to see if we're going to get this nor'easter. That's free. So you could have the free news and weather, get Philo for $25 a month, get your internet for $50. You're at $75 a month for TV and internet. Nobody here has a Comcast bill that's $75 a month, or you wouldn't be here, right? Sling is another option. Sling is $45 a month. Thank you for coming. And I know it's a lot of information, guys. Sling is has NBC. So if NBC is important for you, and some national news, and the HGTVs and stuff like that, Sling is great. Another wonderful thing about Sling, you can do it daily. So maybe you only want TV for a little bit just to get it. You got company coming, you want to have everything for them, you can do it daily. And then Friendly, well, I'll show you the channels that are in Friendly. Friendly is $6 a month, and it gives you 50 channels. And that's your Lifetime, your Hallmarks, your A&Es, your, that kind of stuff, your HGTV, and everything for $6 a month. Yes, sir. So he asked if Philo has local channels. Philo does not have local channels. Local Now and Haystack, these are the two that I'm referring to over and over again. These ones here are going to give you the local news and weather for free. Okay? So they're going to give you the weather. The news tells you if we're going to make it another day. They're going to tell you about a storm that's coming. They're going to tell you about who died. They're going to tell you about a car crash. They're going to tell you about everything that comes on local news. Another shooting, and everything that is on the local news will be on here. Yep, and it's Haystack and Local Now, and they're free. Before you even cut the cord, get one of these apps and see all the stuff that you get. It's pretty awesome. But if you want Jeopardy, and you want David Muir, and you want Drew Barrymore show, those are not local news, and that's not local weather. Okay? You would have to have Fubo, DirecTV Stream, YouTube TV, or Hulu if you wanted that. Got it? Capiche? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, so it's all location based. Okay, so in 2009, Obama sold the VHF signal frequency. Okay, and I don't know if you remember, we were all getting these digital boxes, right? These digital converter boxes for our old tube TVs and stuff. The question was, over-the-air antennas. So on Cape Cod, not going to happen. We, depending on which side of the Cape you're on, we either face Boston or we face Providence, right? Depending on which side of the Cape you're on. The new digital transmission travels about 30 miles, okay? And they're coming from Boston or Providence, depending on, I don't know where Walpole falls in the state. I just drove here. So whatever direction you guys look at. And so you can get like a 70-mile digital antenna, stick it to your window, see what happens. Nobody's going on the roof anymore and putting those huge antennas up anymore, right? Because it's not aesthetically pleasing. But you can try it. But you want to get the one that has the most distance. Okay, there'll be amplified antennas. But that again, you're changing your input, right? So you would have an input on your TV that your antenna is plugged into, and you'd have an input on your TV that your Roku is plugged into. So as long as you're comfortable changing your input to go to your local broadcast and then changing your input to go to your streaming services, try it out. We can't do it on the Cape. Not at all. Hold on one second. Yes, sir. With the ball cap on? So you still have the rooftop antenna? Oh, you have the interior and the attic? So he has an attic antenna. I used to run Radio Shack for 12 years. And when this whole thing went down, they were like hot tamales. Everybody wanted our antennas. We were selling them. People were putting them in their attics. But then that just stopped working because we're just too far away. But yeah, I mean, if you're comfortable doing that, go for it. Yeah. Good. Awesome. Yeah, so if you're comfortable putting an antenna inside your attic, go for it. If you go to antennaweb.org, you will find out at what degree to face your antenna. It will tell you where the antenna needs to face and what channels you will get. Should you get a 30-mile antenna, a 40-mile antenna? You put in your address and it tells you exactly what to buy. Anybody else? Red Zone is its own entity. Red Zone's an add-on for everything. So you can add Red Zone onto, you can buy Red Zone by itself. So Boston 25 Local News has its own free app. Okay, PBS has its own free app. You can watch PBS at no cost. If you want All Creatures Great and Small or whatever they have for extra stuff, you would subscribe to Passport, and that's $60 a year. Canopy, who here has a library card? Did the library tell you about Canopy? They did. See, they don't do that in the Cape. They're like the worst. Canopy is awesome. And I'm going to show you Canopy today. Canopy gives you, depending on your library, gives you 30 movie tickets a month. And then every movie or show has a certain amount of movie tickets to watch it. And they're commercial free. We all remember going to the library and getting a DVD, right? It's all digital now. So you just go through the library, find what you want to watch, and watch it whenever you want to watch it. And it's free. Pretty awesome. When you buy a Roku like this, or a Roku stick, you get Roku TV. Roku TV app has 300 plus channels for free. For free. Free, F-R-E-E. 300 channels. You have, and I'll give you an example of some of the channels. You have Forensic Files channel. Bob the Builder channel. Who's the guy that had the fluffy happy clouds? The painter. Bob Ross channel. 24 hours a day of Bob Ross. Okay? You have a Hallmark channel that's free. They have ads unless you pay $2.99 a month. If you decide to pay $2.99 a month, they remove all the ads off of all your channels. Yep. You have Zumo, Crackle, Mosey, Sling, Local Now, and Haystack. The Zumo, Crackle, and Mosey, and Sling Free Stream, these are all free services that give you hundreds of channels for free. Do not ask me if they're going to give you ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox, because the answer is no. Yes, ma'am. Get yourself a Roku. No, you just go to the Roku every time. This is what a Roku remote looks like. How many buttons are on your Comcast remote? Yeah, 50. And whoever has ever discovered what the yellow, green, blue, and red buttons do? 47 years old, and I still haven't figured out what those stupid buttons do. Okay? This remote control has power, volume, so you don't need your remote control for your TV. It has home. Guess where that brings you? Home. It has a back button. Guess what that does? Goes back. Has up, down, left, and right. Guess what they do? Has OK. Guess what that does? Selects. And then it has a voice button, right? So I can say Jaws, right? And it has play, fast forward, and rewind. We all know what those do, right? That's it. There's some remotes that have hot buttons on them that have like some of the major streaming services like Netflix and Max and Paramount and Amazon Prime Video and stuff like that. But those will change. Like if you get 3 Rokus for your house, guaranteed every remote has different buttons on them. I had a woman who had 6 TVs. She's like, I want them all to be the same. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's funny. You open a box, you're like, woohoo! Look at those hot buttons. But this is it. You know what all these buttons do. That's how simple a Roku is. So you get the Roku. I'm going to show you the platform before you leave because I still have you. All right? And I'll show you how easy it is to operate. On demand, right? On demand means on demand. That means I want it and I want it now, right? So Netflix is $7.99 with ads. Guys, you're retired. You need time to go to the bathroom, right? You need time to get a coffee or tea. It's $10 more a month for no ads. That's $120 a year. That's like on Cape Cod, 3 glasses of wine. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, 11.99. You must be. That's through Comcast. No, you're getting it discounted. So you're paying $11.99, but you're getting the 17. You have ads? Oh yeah, then they're getting you. So Netflix with ads. I have Netflix with ads. They're not bad. I mean, she just said then the ads aren't terrible. They tell you how many ads, and they tell you how many seconds you have to make it to the bathroom and back. Like, I'm sorry? No, you cannot fast forward through the ads. That would defeat the purpose of the ads. You can mute them. Yep. But can I tell you something? Those ads are directed to you. So you're going to get different ads than I'm going to get. And you're going to get different ads than she would get based on your profile. Pretty cool. I'm starting. It's very weird. But people say, I don't want to be known. I don't want anything. I'm like, then get rid of the cell phone. Get rid of the internet. Like, move to Vermont and live in the woods. Because you are tracked. You have a profile, whether you like it or not. Right? It's going to die with you. So Netflix with ads is $7.99. Without ads is $17.99. Hulu with ads is $11.99. Without ads is $18. We already established you all have Amazon. So Amazon Video is included in your Amazon Prime membership. That gives you tons of movies and TV shows. If anyone seen Poker Face? It's pretty funny. It's just a hot little ticket. Discovery Plus is a great little add-on. Discovery Plus is $5.99 a month. I'm going to go over what it gives you, but it gives you like HGTV, Discovery, Magnolia, a lot of the really great stuff, and it's only $6 a month. So if you just want to add that on to something, it's a great little add-on. Paramount, it's $7.99 without Showtime. Paramount for $7.99, useless. Okay, waste of money. If you do Paramount, so if some of you are like, listen, I only need CBS because that's where most of the football games are. That's the shows. Like I watch Jeopardy, I watch everything that's on CBS. You could easily just get Paramount Plus with Showtime, and that includes WBZ. And that's $119 a year. How much is that a month? $10 a month. Smart cookie. $120 divided by 12. So that is $10 a month, and you'll get your CBS. So before I stole YouTube TV from my aunt, I had Paramount, which gave me CBS at $10 a month. I had Peacock Premium Plus, which at the time was $10 a month. It was $120 a year, and that gave me everything on NBC, MSNBC, CBS, CNBC, any NBC. And then Max gives you all the sports channels. So I just had 10, and 16, so 36 plus my internet, and I had more than you have with Comcast. Okay? But then I didn't need it because I stole her TV. Nessun 360 is $29.99 a month, unless you do it yearly. Yearly is $240 a year. How much is that a month? $20 a month. And you can share it. So you have the men's club, right? With coffee men's club in the morning. One person gets it, you all split it. All right? So Nessun 360 gives you every gosh darn interview, every stat, every show, every something about the Red Sox and the Bruins. You could be a walking stat viewer, okay, if you want it, if you really like Nessun, okay? This gives you more information than Nessun does if you were to get Nessun on DirecTV Stream or Fubo. You get so much more, and you can share it. All right? Peacock Premium, useless. Absolutely useless. Peacock Premium Plus is great. It's $170 a year, about $14 a month, and that's going to give you every NBC product, including the Olympics. Okay? Max with ads is $10 a month or $100 a year. You save about 2 months if you do it by the year. And then $170 a year without ads. If you get $170 a year without ads, you're going to get CNN. You're going to get Magnolia. You're going to get Turner Classic Movies. You're going to get the NBA that's on TNT. You're going to get NHL that's on TBS and TNT. And you're going to get any MLB game that's on TBS. Pretty awesome. Yes, sir. Nesson does. Can you ask? Can I get Nesson on YouTube? YouTube TV does not supply Nesson as part of its package, but you can purchase it by itself. Yeah, and then get other people to participate with you. Yes, sir. Wow, it's so hard. He said, what's a good figure to work with when you're looking at it across the board? It really all depends on your needs. Everybody's needs are different. Like I can go into a house and I can leave there with them paying $10 for streaming service. And I can go into a house and they're paying $170 for streaming services. I know most of the time, like 90% of the time when I leave somebody's house, they're paying for YouTube TV, which is $83. They're paying for $7 for Netflix with ads, and they're paying for internet. So 90 plus internet. Okay. Those are for the people that need ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. So for the people that are like, Sarah, I could care less. I'm walking out of there $25 for TV and internet. You know, the Philo is really popular for the people who don't want those channels, and it's a great package. So these are, just to give you an example, Haystack is going to give you your local news and media on ABC, Fox, and CBS, and it's going to give you like ABC News, CNN, CNET, Bloomberg's, Newsmax. All of that stuff is free. Local Now, same idea. It's going to give you everything that's on ABC, Fox, and CBS. It's also going to give you Court TV, Dateline NBC, Newsmax, PBS Nature, PBS Digital Studios, Space Channel, Wild Earth, America's Funniest Home Videos Channel, Comedy Channel, Film Detective, Crime Stoppers. These are all free. Okay? And then Tubi. Tubi is nice because you can pause Tubi. All the other ones, like Zumo and all that, you can't pause them. They're just going to play if you have to go to the bathroom, your SOL, right? But Tubi, you can pause, which is really nice, and then you can fast forward to catch up. And that's going to give you NFL channel, Fox Sports, Antiques Road Trip. Who loves that channel? I'm sure I have something that's worth something in my attic that I would love to participate one day on that show. NBC Today Show all day. Hoda all day. Bloomberg TV. I mean, you're gonna get this. Unsolved Mysteries Channel, Newsmax TV Channel, Weather Nation Channel, CNN, CBS News, NBC News. All this is included in Tubi for free. You are an advocate for your pocket here, guys. You need to take this when you get home. I'm giving you a lot of information right now. Your brain's like, you need to take this, print it when you get home, and you need to like study it and find out what works for you. You're going to get the email from me. All right? So if you have questions, email me. You'll have my email address. I might email you back at 3 o'clock in the morning because that's when my brain starts working. But I'll answer you. Okay, so I'm here to enable you. I'm here to be your cheerleader. Like, you can do this, okay? Is there any other questions on this? Yes, ma'am. Yep. She says, where do I buy the product? So I'll send you the links to everything. I'll send you the link to the mesh network, the modem, the modem router, the Roku stick, the Roku Ultra. You'll get everything from me. All right? I'm cheerleader. You can do this. Yes. The one I send you is the only one you buy. Do not think you know what you're doing, guys. Do not. Okay, don't listen to your brother's uncle's kid's friend. Okay, listen to me. When I send you a link, that's the only product you buy. Why? Because I've been through it. I know which ones we have to replace. I know which ones don't work. I know which ones are slow. I know which ones fill up. There's only so much space on these devices. So just buy what I send you. Okay? Yes. Yeah, CNN's the only one that's on the free TVs, but MSNBC would be on Peacock Premium. Yep, Peacock Premium Plus, which is $170 a year. Anything Peacock related, right, with that Peacock sign, NBC, MS Now, CNBC, Bravo, E Entertainment, I call that the Kardashian Network. All of that stuff that's owned by NBC would be on Peacock Premium Plus. This is just an example of some of the channels that are included in Roku's. If you buy a Roku, you get all these channels for free. These are channels. So, here, one second. So you get like Fox Live Now, NBC News Now, Fox Weather, pardon me, Live Sports Coverage Stadium, Kevin Hart's LOL Night. These are all channels. The Wiggles channel. You guys don't even know what that is. Price is Right, Bob Barker Error. 24 hours a day. Yep. Unsolved Mysteries channel. Recently, I've been going into houses, and the wives are like, Forensic Files, Snapped. I'm like, do you know what you're married to? Like, they're like, yeah, I know. She falls asleep to it. I'm like, and you're still here. But it's going rampant. My daughter is going to college for forensic science. I don't know what the big thing is recently. Yes, in the back. No. So if you look at the streaming service list here, okay, if you go to MS Now and you look across the, do you need one of these to look at? You got one. If you go to MS Now, it's under the news category, and you go across, you'll see every service that gives you MS Now. My absolute pleasure. And did somebody else have their hand up? Yes, sir. Or a stick. Yeah. I'm listening. No, I can't help you with that.
I take that and I plug it in, and all of a sudden Roku comes up on my screen.
So if you plug a Roku into your television, guys, you have to figure out what input you're plugging it into, right? You change your TV to the input that you plugged your Roku into, and you're going to see what I'm going to show you in a minute. Not right now. But I'll show you exactly what you'll see because I have one plugged in on the TV. So Nessun 360, this is just the information on Nessun 360. Okay, sometimes they have promotions, but right now it's $1 a day if you want to just do it. So maybe you're not a Red Sox fan, you're just a Bruins fan, and they're only 3 months out of the year on Nessun. My suggestion would just to pay the $30 a month while they're on. And then if you are a steadfast Bruins and Red Sox fan, it's $20 a month, saving $120 annually, and it's $239 a year. Okay? Break that down. $20 a month. All right. ESPN Unlimited. So for my serious sports fans, ESPN Unlimited, this comes with your Hulu Live. Okay? You'll get the app. You'll get this. You can use this app on your TV, as well as on your laptop, as well as on your iPhone, as well as on your iPad. your Android phones, okay? And these are the pricing. So ESPN Unlimited is $29.99 a month. If you want ESPN Unlimited and the NFL Plus Premium, it's $40 a month. And annually, it's $300. And that gives you all the sports that display on ESPN, which is down here. NFL, NBA, MLB, NCAA, WNBA, tennis, blah, 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 blah. You'll get this. Then you have Fox, right? So those of you who are Fox people, Fox News, Fox this, Fox that. The Fox One app, right, is $19.99 a month or $200 a year, which gives you 2 free months. All right, so if you want to do this, I remember I talked about in the beginning, you can a la carte everything, right? If you just want the Fox stuff for your news and Fox News, Fox Sports, Fox Weather, Fox Sports 1, FS2, Fox Business, Fox Deportes, Fox News Radio, Fox Justice, any new the Super Bowl plays on Fox. Okay, so this is something that you can get if you want to connect ESPN Unlimited to it. It's $40 a month. Okay, so if you just want Fox News and Fox Business, and then you're fine getting that's a stupid show. No, if you're fine with Pluto, like another streaming service that's less expensive, you can just add this on. Okay, so Peacock is going to give you all the NBCs, and Fox One is going to give you all the Foxes, depending on what side you sit on, right? This is a waste of money, but it's here. NFL Sunday Ticket. That means you can watch every football game on Sunday other than your own. Is that not crazy? So if you want to watch your own team, forget about it. But if you want to watch any other team out there, you can pay $479 a year and watch every Sunday game other than your own. Yeah. Do I have New Yorkians? No. Okay. I'm going to skip that. So this is just an example of what Peacock Premium Plus includes. It explains it all here. I've kind of talked to you about it. I just want you to have it here when you get home. Bless you. Peacock Premium is a waste of money. Peacock Premium Plus is the product that you'd want to get, and that's going to give you NBC, your local NBC, which is Channel 10, CNBC, E! Entertainment, MSNBC, Sci-Fi, USA, and all your Sunday night football games are on NBC. Okay? It's going to give you everything on the Olympics. NBC covers the Olympics, so you get it all there, okay? If you want NBC Sports Boston, that is an additional add-on. So if basketball is your thing, then NBC Sports Boston is where they play, all right, unless they're on TBS. Discovery, I told you, was a cute little add-on. It's $5.99 a month, and it's going to give you these channels, and you can share it. Okay, so the Learning Channel, Food Network, HGTV, Investigation Discovery for my Forensic Files, murder shows, Discovery, Turbo Travel, Magnolia, Oprah Winfrey, CNN, Lifetime, Animal Planet, Cooking Channel, Science Channel, Discovery Life, Destination America, and American Series Night. All that on demand for $6 a month. All right, so you're the advocate for your pocket, right? You're going to play this game and you're going to go through this for the next couple weeks. I need you to discover what you need and then refer back to this presentation and find out what works for you. You can do this, okay? Paramount Plus, remember I told you the $7.99 plan? It's useless. Unless you just, even Yellowstone's not on there anymore. So, it's just all Taylor Sheridan. That's it. But if you get Paramount with Showtime, you get WBZ. So Jeopardy. I don't know what plays in the morning. I don't know what plays at night. I just know Jeopardy's on there. But most of your football games are on CBS. You get CBS News, CBS Local, CBS Sports Headquarters. You get Crime and Justice. Any Trekkies? No Trekkies. Well, we got a Trekkie back there. You get the Star Trek channel, 24 hours a day. History Undiscovered, that's real history. Okay, not the History Channel. AFC, Adult Animation, 24/7 Laughs, and CSI Channel for my CSIs. And you get Showtime. Yes, sir. If you're going to travel, but see what happens. So with Paramount, with Paramount, you can do that. You can use a VPN to mask your location. You just have to make sure it's your town, not like Boston. Okay? You can't do that with Hulu because Hulu statics your IP address. So it says, this is it. This IP address is the only one you can have it on when you set it up. So a lot of them are wishy-washy with that, but Paramount you can travel with and still see WBZ. For those of you who know what an VPN is, it's a virtual private network. So you tell your internet connects to the VPN, and then you tell the VPN, I want to be shown that I'm here, wherever it is you decide. You want to say that you're in Colorado Springs. You want to say that you're in Houston, Texas. You choose where your IP address is coming from. So it's a little bit slower connection because it's doing this and then this again, but you're masking your location. So any of these services are using your IP address to give you what is local. So if your IP address is for Houston, it's going to give you local Houston channels, right? That's what that does. I don't want to confuse you. Yes, ma'am. That was like one day, right? It was like only lasted one day. And it was the day of the football game. Fox 1. Fox 1. You would still have to have a subscription. To watch the football game, there's no free app. No, because it's the station, Fox, owns that game. Yeah, but Fox 25 app is just news and weather. If you have Fox 1, then you'll get everything Fox, including the football game on Super Bowl Sunday. No, if you get Fox 1, it's not blocked. No, it's not free. Nothing's free that has paid programming on it, right? But if you guys have Fios right now and you're not getting Fox and you need Fox, I'm sure that there's a 1-week trial and you can watch the Super Bowl. Okay? It is this year? No. Last 5 years it was on Fox. Huh? Okay, well then just get Peacock. Or you already have it. Yes, ma'am. I'll get there. We're not on devices yet. We're just on services and internet. I'm trying to bore the crap out of you here. Am I doing a good job? Okay, sweet. I stay on task. I do this 10 times a week. I can do this. But Max is going to include all of this. So Max, HBO Max, all right, is going to give you all the NBA content on TNT, all the NHL content on TNT, NCAA March Madness, all your MLB on TBS, U.S. Soccer, Warner Brothers, DC, which is comic movies, Cartoon Network, Discovery Network, Food Network, Turner Classic Movies, Magnolia Network, and CNN. That is the best app for the money right there. You get so much for the money on that. Yes, ma'am. And you can not share it.
I just ordered HBO Max and
So that means that, so this package here, so she's just saying that she's some craziness that they're combining. But anyways, this one here, basic with ads, does not include all that. You have to have the standard or the premium to get all that. This is just giving you HBO channels. Like I said, the free one with HBO Max is not really the greatest. You want to do with the standard because that's going to give you all of this. And this is awesome. Okay. This is, yeah. The content? Often. Yeah, I mean, I mean, there's always new stuff being added to these. I mean, no. When's the last time you went to the movie theater? What? Every Tuesday. Well, that's like a tradition or something. All right. Everything's on streaming now, right? All the movies that are being made are made for streaming now. Very rarely do they go in the movie theaters. I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to watch this movie, and my dad said, okay, let's go to the movie theater. And he's like, we get there, and they didn't have it. And he's like, well, what movie theater? I said, I don't know. It said, in your local theater. And my dad's shaking his head. Because I grew up in Duxbury, and so he brought me to Hanover. So we could have gone to Kingston, or we could have gone to Hanover. He chose to go to Hanover, and the local theater was Kingston. But I didn't know. I just said, in your local theater. Yes. Not national. It's like, well, do these streaming services drop channels? The only ones they drop are the major networks if they can't come up with an agreement. ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. It's been a month and a half now that Fubo lost NBC, and they're not planning on negotiating. YouTube TV lost ABC for like a hot minute, like a week. And you would have thought like the world was coming to an end. My phones were off the hook. And we were like, guys, just relax. It's Google. They will win. Right? Google will win. Just relax. And YouTube TV gave people like a $20 credit for that week that they didn't have ABC. But those are the major ones that will drop. The rest of them, they have long-term contracts with. I'm not going to go through this, but this is the bundles that Disney, Max, Hulu, and ESPN have. You can look at this, and this is what they include. Yes, ma'am. Did I not update it? Whatever's on that is correct. That's an add-on. It says 30? Oh, then I mistyped it. It's 20. Yeah, so I just didn't update that. Sorry about that. I try. So Friendly is the one that I told you about earlier, that's $6 a month. This is everything that comes on Friendly. So this is an option. You are going to go through this when you get this home. But it gives you your local news and weather, okay? And it's going to give you history, A&E, Hallmark, MeTV, Grit, Ion. So this is a great option for $6.99 a month, right? If you wanted to add each Discovery Plus to this, you'd be $11. You get all the good HGTV, Discovery, all that stuff, plus this for $11 a month. This is a great product. Philo is the $25 a month plan, and this, again, does not have local broadcast, but look at all the channels you get. 70-plus channels for $28 a month. And if you don't care about, if you just want the news and weather, right, you can get Haystack for free. And then get all these channels. And this is live broadcast. So whatever is on military history on Comcast at that moment is exactly what's on here. All right? Philo is a great product. You guys just need to kind of go through and find out what you must have and what would be nice. Right? So when you print this channel lineup when you get home, and you have it next to the chair that you sit at, and you circle things. I would circle things, and then I'd circle things with a question mark for the ones that you're like, I could live without my ice road truckers, right? So you, and then you can go down, and maybe Philo will work for you, right? And you're like, wow, I really don't watch much. And I can be fine with just the local news and the local weather and traffic. It's all baloney anyway. Yes. I'll get there. I got you, girl. Yeah, premium's a waste of money. Sling, just an example of what Sling has. You'll notice when you're looking at Sling, there's add-on packages for everything. It's an a la carte setup. Okay, so be careful with Sling. It can quickly get up to the price of YouTube TV, and it doesn't have all the features that YouTube TV has, and you can't share it. Okay, that's just an example of what you get with Sling. So Hulu Live I told you about, it's at $90 a month, and it comes with Disney Plus, Live TV, Hulu, and ESPN. And that is going to give you on demand. It's going to give you live TV. It's going to give you unlimited DVR. It's going to give you commercials with Disney Plus and ESPN Unlimited. And you can add on, and you can watch 2 simultaneous streams at a time. So what does that mean? That means I'm watching Hulu Live in the bedroom. He's watching Hulu Live in the living room. I've got visitors spending time in their bedroom with their own TV, and they try to get on Hulu Live, and it's going to say, sorry. What? What year is this? They can't even talk to each other in a restaurant. I sit there and I just watch the husband and wife like this. Yeah. The kids, if my kid did that, I'd whop her with a fork. But yeah, nobody talks anymore. That's crazy talk. All right, YouTube TV, $82.99 a month. It does not include A&E or history. You have unlimited DVR, and it lasts forever. 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 So if you're one of those people who records every Christmas movie because you have the intention of watching the Christmas movies during Christmas time, and then you're too busy wrapping presents and doing this for all the grandkids that don't talk to you, then you have the Christmas movies. You can have 6 households, and you can have 3 simultaneous streams. So you share it with 5 people, right? Tom's watching it at his house. Sally's watching it at her house. You're watching it at your house. And then Tony decides to jump on. It's going to say, sorry, Tony. We already got 3 going. Okay? Understand that? So if you have YouTube TV in the living room, you have YouTube TV going on in the den, you have YouTube TV in the kitchen, and then you decide to put YouTube TV on in the bedroom, it's going to go, you've reached your stream. Okay? Canopy. I love Canopy. So Canopy, you can have, they work on movie tickets. We talked about earlier. Canopy, and Hoopla are free. One piece of advice I can give you. Go to Boston Public Library's website and sign up for an e-library card. I can do it in 4 minutes, so I'll give you 10. Okay? You create a Boston Public Library e-card. You want to connect your Canopy card to your Walpole library and to the Boston, because then you double up on how many movies you can watch. And when you use the Boston Public Library, you have an access to Boston's library, right? Huge. And then you also have access to the titles that are on Walpole's library. It's pretty awesome. Okay? So we went over streaming services. We went over internet. Now we're going to go over the streaming devices. Okay? So there's the Amazon Fire Sticks. Does anybody have one of those? Okay. So Fire Sticks. My ongoing joke with the Fire Sticks is if you get one for a gift, wrap it right back up and throw it in the gift box. How many ads are on the whole screen right there? right? The whole top is ads. Then you have this cute little line of your apps. But there's only like 5 there. And then if you want to get into the other apps, you have to go into all apps. And then you got to scroll through all the apps that you can't delete that are inside with your apps. My head's already spinning. But if you like it, keep it. Because the whole idea here is to save money, right? Then you have your assorted televisions. My opinion on that. Your TV in the living room went. So you went to Best Buy, and the 18-year-old kid there said, this TV is the one to get, right? LG is it. So you bought an LG smart TV. Then the TV in the den went. You drive your butt over to Best Buy, and the 18-year-old kid goes, Samsung is the TV to buy. So now you have a Samsung in the den. And then the TV in the bedroom goes, drive yourself over to Best Buy. And he goes, Sony is it. So now you have a Sony TV in the bedroom. The remote controls have like 1,000 buttons on them, right? And they all work different. Like, the whole idea of watching TV is a relaxation moment, right? This is what you're sitting down to relax. How the heck is it relaxing when each TV operates completely different from one another, right? And smart TVs, you can't get canopy, okay? And there's a lot of apps you can't get. Why? Because LG doesn't just make TVs. Samsung doesn't just make TVs. They make phones. They make appliances. They make all these different things. Their focus isn't on apps on their TVs, right? Get a streaming device and put the same streaming device on all the TVs that all work the same. So when you sit down to the TV, it's a relaxing moment. Okay, so you have your Roku streaming devices. I find Roku to be the easiest streaming device out there. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. Then you have your Apple TVs. So if you drink the apple juice, right, you get the Mac, you get the iPad, you get the phone, and you're like, I got to get the Apple TV. Go for it. They're $150. A Roku streaming stick is about $30. Okay, on top of that, so I have a smart TV in my house, I have a Roku TV in my house, and I have an Apple TV in my house. Why? Because I need to know how to use them all for you guys, right? And let me tell you, the Apple TV is in our bedroom. And you want to know the biggest contention in my bedroom? The frickin' Apple TV remote. It's made of metal. It's like this big, and it's always gone. I've washed it like 5 times. Okay, so Chester decides he's going to Velcro it to my $1,500 headboard so that it's not missing all the time. I almost lost my mind. I was like, are you serious? He's like, well, now I know where it is. I'm like, It's so funny. Apple actually has a case that has an AirTag holder on it. That's how bad these remotes are gone. Okay, and then on top of that, your phone, your iPhone, you can control your Apple TV with because the Apple TV remotes are always missing. Okay. Another thing about Apple TVs is your photos sync. Right, yeah. So all those photos you took of that wart that you had removed, yeah, accessible to anybody who looks at the Apple TV. Think about that, okay? So there's the Apple TV. And then there's Roku televisions. I am not telling you to buy a Roku television. I'm not telling you to buy a TV. If your TVs are working, as long as they have an HDMI input, I don't care how old they are, keep them. If they're working, keep them. The whole idea here is to save money. But if your TV goes, Roku TVs are a great alternative. They're at Walmart is the cheapest place to find them. I just got a 55-inch for the downstairs for the kids' room, $228. Okay? It's fantastic. All right? So that's because they threw something at the other one. It's not because I wanted to replace the TV. It's because it had to be replaced. Because things should be thrown, right? So I was like, I'm not spending a lot of money on a TV for you kids. So we have the Roku TV, and it's fine. All right? So DVR options. You have your DirecTV stream. Is unlimited with the advanced receiver fee for $15. That $15 is already calculated into the pricing that I showed you. Philo is unlimited, but it lasts a year. So that means you record it today, the 28th of January 2027, they fall off. That make sense? Sling TV gives you 50 hours. If you want additional, it's 200 hours for $5 a month. Like I said, Sling is an a la carte company. Everything's a la carte, okay? YouTube TV's unlimited DVR, and it lasts forever. Fubo is unlimited DVR, and it lasts for 9 months. And Hulu is unlimited, and it lasts for 9 months. So we all know what that means, right? You record it today, 9 months from today, they fall off. All right? Simultaneous streams. So YouTube TV, 3, but you can share it. Fubo is 2, unless you do the family share option for $10 a month, and then you get 3 within the house, only one house. Philo is 3, and you can share it. Okay? Hulu Live is 2, and it's one house. DirecTV Stream is 6, and it can be inside and outside. It better be. Remember, that's the Mercedes. It better be, right? And then Sling TV is 1 if it's Sling Orange, and 3 if it's Sling Blue. Okay? So we already talked about the speed you need. Okay, we're not going to beat a dead horse. Who here wants to keep their relationship with their telemarketers? You want to keep your landline? Okay. Per house, like I said. So this is 2 streams at once in the house. So that means I'm watching Fubo in the living room, and then I'm watching Fubo in the kitchen, right? But if I try to watch it in the bedroom, it's going to say you've reached your maximum amount of screens. Okay? Simultaneous meaning at the same time. Okay? 1 subscription will give you 2 streams simultaneously in the same home. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. No, that's a member. It's a subscription. So when you're paying for a subscription, you get the subscription. The subscription, you can put on 1,000 TVs. You can put on 2,000 TVs if you have that many in your house. But you can only watch the Fubo app simultaneously on 2 TVs at a time. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, sweet. So Magic Jack is an option for your landline. You can port your number out to Magic Jack. Magic Jack is $80, and it includes your first year of service included in the purchase. Okay? Magic Jack has an option for call screening. Wonderful thing about that, I call you, you have Magic Jack, it says press 6. I have to press 6 for it to come through to you. So telemarketers can't press 6. Okay? They're on an auto dial system. It's so cute. I have a client of mine in Southport. And Lydia, she's like the most adorable thing. And she was falling victim on a regular basis to these telemarketers because she just thinks that they all really called to talk to her. And so I got her Magic Jack and I put on the call screening, right? So now she's not getting any phone calls. So she calls me up. She says, Sarah. I said, yeah, Lydia, what's up? She says, can I change back? Nobody's calling me anymore. I said, no, Lydia, you are not changing back. I will call you once a week and we can chat. So Magic Jack is a fantastic product. It's $40 a year. If you keep your landline with Comcast, it's $30 a month. Okay? So you can, and for people that say, I keep my I keep my landline just in case I lose power, I have the telephone. Well, that's not a good idea because VoIP, which is the landline through Comcast or the landline through Magic Jack, when you lose power, you lose it. Okay? The only way that you can get a landline to work if you lose power is if you have Verizon copper line. Okay? And they are not You don't even get it up here? Oh, we still have it on the Cape. Okay. So I always say to people, do you know what these are? These are called cell phones. Okay? When I lose power, they still work. They still work when I lose power. And another fantastic thing, when the battery dies, I have this thing called a car. And I turn it on, and I can charge it. Right? And this still works when you lose power. If you're keeping your landline because it's the phone number that you've had for 55 years, you can take that phone number and put it on a cell phone. Okay? But if it is because you like your telemarketers, then Magic Jack is an option. All you do is you bring your number over to Magic Jack, and you can continue to keep your landline, and it's $40 a year, $3.33 a month. Okay? Yes. Honey, I got an answer for everything. So Uma is a little bit more investment. Okay, it's $109 for the product versus $80. It's a little bit more to maintain. Okay, it's about $10 a month, and it's $40 to keep your landline, to port your number over. All right, so Uma is if you have like one landline, one machine, and then all the satellite phones that work with it, Magic Jack's fine. If you have all different brands of cordless phones throughout your house, or you have like the corded phone, or you have the rotary phone, right, then Uma will backfeed into the house. Magic Jack can't do that. Does everybody understand what I mean? Okay. So out-of-pocket expenses, so you have to understand what your out-of-pocket expenses are going to be. If you're going to be purchasing your own modem, if you're going to be getting a VoIP device for your landline, if you're going to be getting your streaming devices, if you're going to want us to do it for you. If you want your marriage to survive this, we're here for you. We'll come in, we rip everything out, we negotiate your plans for you, we set up the accounts, we do everything for you, and then we teach you how to use it. We set up the Roku devices, and then we leave with all the products and we return it for you. Okay? So everything is done when we leave. If you want to do it yourself, I have just given you all the tools to do it yourself. All right? I'm an email away if you have a question. But sometimes people go, I want to do this, but I know that my 50-year marriage might end on this. I'm here for you, okay? You'll see this on the paperwork that I give you. This is a way to break it down for yourself, okay? How much am I paying now? Am I keeping my landline? How much is that going to be? $80. How many devices do I need? 3 Rokus. They're $30 a piece. That's $90. Am I going to keep Comcast? Yeah, so that's $350 for a modem. Which streaming service works for me? Maybe it's YouTube TV, so that's $80. Who am I using for internet? Maybe Verizon Fios, so that's $50, right? So how much am I saving? Maybe I'm saving $150 a month. Thank you, sweetheart. So if I'm saving $150 a month and my out-of-pocket expenses, you're fine. My out-of-pocket expenses are $200. It's going to take me a month and a half to recover my investment. Have been any investors here? What's a good recovery? 10 months is a good recovery, right? Any investor will tell you 10 months recovery is a good recovery. So as long as your investment and your recovery are under 10 months, it's a good investment. I'd say it's still a good investment because you're going to keep watching TV for more than 10 months, right? All right, so I'm now going to show you what a Roku looks like. Yes, think of a Roku as a cable box. Every TV needs one. So this is YouTube. This is what it looks like. All your apps will be in one place. You can add the apps that you want, the services that you get. All right. This is YouTube TV. This is what it looks like. You have library, home, and live. Library.
To honor Alex Preddy, the ICU nurse who was was shot and killed by federal agents in Minneapolis last week. One is outside the Northampton VA Medical Center starting at 7:30 tonight. The other starts at 7:45 at the Worcester VA clinic.
And more breaking news in Lowell. Crews dealing with a 2-alarm fire there. We have video from the scene.
Shush. Okay. All right. So you have library, home, and live. Library is where all your recordings go. Okay. Home learns your algorithms. Okay. So it knows I watch Forensic Files. Okay. And it's like, Sarah, Forensic Files is on right now. My daughter and I. It knows that we watch Boston 25. So it's saying, hey, Boston 25 is here. It knows we watch the Weather Channel in my house. So it's like Weather Channel is right here. So 99 times out of 100, I don't even go to my live guide. I just go to home because it knows what I want. Now, this is my live guide, okay? You have ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS. I mean, there's 100+ channels here. Now, let's say, for instance, I want to watch something that's on CBS, but it's not on right now. Hot Bench is on. I can simply go to CBS. I can go down to series, if that's what it is. I can see every series that CBS has, and I can on-demand it right then and there. I can watch what I want, when I want it. I don't have to wait till it's live. This is YouTube TV. Yep. Then you would use, if you wanted to keep Comcast, you would use Xfinity Stream, which is that app right there. I do not have it, so you cannot see it, but that's what it would look like. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, well, that's if you're going to keep TV with Comcast. Like we said, you get the Roku to get rid of the cable box. You would use that app to access your live guide. I don't have it, but I just put it there so that you guys know what it looks like. Yeah, it would be a part of a cable package that you would have. YouTube TV, the really nice, cool thing about it, too, other than, come on, is...
yeah, we're talking longer wait times, right?
Shut up. I can come down here and I can go right to movies, and I can see all the hundreds of thousands of movies on demand on YouTube TV, right? And then I can fast forward through the commercials. I can filter them. Maybe I want a drama, right? And it gives me all the dramas. And they just go on and on and on and on. And all this is included in your YouTube TV subscription. Yes, sir. This is $83 a month for YouTube TV. Yes, so 83, and say you have your internet through Verizon Fios, that's 50. So 50 and 83 is, how much are you paying for Comcast? How much are you paying for Comcast? Okay, how much are you paying for, huh? 130, so this wouldn't be a savings for you, right? But if it depends on what you need, you can a la carte it, right? But for most people, it's a lot more. Yes, ma'am. You can have a contract with Comcast, and you can, if you keep Comcast for internet, you're still maintaining your contract. Okay? Hey, sorry, hand over here. Yeah. Jaws. Oh. There's a limit of what? A limit of what? No, I showed you the DVR. They all have pretty much unlimited DVR. It's just how long they last. But the other cool thing I wanted to show you, which drives some people crazy, is multi-view.
Out to hit the campaign trail, to let the voters know what the economy looks like, to let the voters know.
Or community. He said it looks like policing 20 or 30 years ago.
How cool is that?
Can you talk about the differences in police?
With nationwide authority.
Or not enough time, right?
Voter fraud.
All right, and then the one last thing I want to show you is Canopy. And then I'll let you leave. I mean, you can leave, but so Canopy is free and is included in your library card. All right, so you have access to all these movies. You have recently added movies, documentaries, TV series, independent films. Let's go to Oscar winners and nominees. So we go to Oscar winners and nominees, and we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of movies. Free. And you just have your movie tickets. So you can see that I've used some of my movie tickets this month, right? Watching movies. If you want, you can just, if you wanted to watch Spotlight, you can either add it to your list and watch it when you want. But like, let's say Match Point, I click on it, and it tells me it's 2 movie tickets. Okay, so 2 movie tickets would come off of my 18 movie tickets, making I may have 16 movie tickets for the remainder of the month. Once the new month comes around, I get another set of movie tickets. Yeah. I have no idea. I'm not even going to answer that question. I wouldn't rip things off my house. I mean, I would call Verizon and say, come get your stuff off my house. Yeah. One other question? I'm sorry? Yeah, it's not going to work on a smart TV. Canopy's only going to work on a streaming device. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes. Yeah, what I send you guys is this presentation. I'm going to send you this streaming service list. I'm going to send you a list of everything to buy. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. All right? Yes. Yes, a Roku TV, yes. Canopy will work on a Roku TV, yes. Yes. I would prefer you put a Roku stick in a smart TV and not use the smart TV features. Yeah. Canopy will work on the Roku stick. Not on the smart TV, on the Roku stick. So the TV is just a display. So if I stick a Roku stick into here, this just becomes a display. I'm not using the smart TV features. I'm using a Roku. So it would look like this. Yes, ma'am. Yes. You go to online to canopy.com and create an account. You don't create it on here. Yes, ma'am. Like you mean like Walpole has a local TV station? What is it called? Walpole Community Television? Walpole. So Falmouth has its own app. You'd have to find out from your town if they have an app. So like Falmouth, we have FCTV right here, and that's Falmouth Community Television. So you just ask your local town if they have an app. Yeah. Hey.
I could actually answer that question because I'm from Walpole TV. We do not have our own app. However, all of our programming is available on YouTube for free.
Oh, so you use that YouTube app. You go to YouTube. Sorry, thank you. You go to YouTube and find your streaming there for Walpole. Because they broadcast it.
So, answer my question, which was that my smart TV is over 4 years old, so that means if I get a Roku, it doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, I would suggest you put a Roku on every TV.
Yeah, okay. And that the Roku, if you have a Roku TV, though, do you still need a Roku
Nope.
stick?
Nope. Well, if you get a Roku TV, no Roku TV. But if your TV's working, then just get a stick because they're $30.
My grandson has a Roku TV, and I have a smart TV
Okay, then put a Roku on yours.
on my TV.
And that'd be $30. Thank you, everybody, for coming. You guys were wonderful. Thank you very much. It was worth the drive. You guys were very entertaining. Thank you so much.